Hello, everyone. Welcome in our today's live stream. We have our cloud leaders with us who are going to share about their experience, their journey, thoughts, and especially the current market. Because since last 6 months, there has been a lot of changes happen in the market. So this stream is for everyone who wants to learn, understand how they can build their career in cloud, what kind of opportunities are available in the market, and how they can leverage. Before starting and bringing everyone on stage, I would like to thank you, my co-host Yongkang and Bhumi, because they are supporting me today for handling all the logistics and stuff. Welcome, Yongkang and Bhumi. Good afternoon, good evening to
Awesome.
you.
Thanks, Chirag.
Sure. Great. So, few things, folks, you need to make sure that in this live stream there are quizzes, and for the quiz we have a giveaway. For each winner, you will receive a one book, which is sponsored by Pat, and $25 Amazon voucher, which is sponsored by Cloud Casa. So we are thanking to our sponsors for providing us this giveaway. And post this quiz, we will have a time to talk with our cloud leaders on Google Meet. So we will share the link in between. Even I have prepared a presentation, a small slide. You can take a screenshot if you want right now, so that it will be handy later. So as I mentioned, thanks to our sponsors. And for each question, that will belong to one of the cloud provider. So one question belongs to AWS, another will be with GCP, another will be around Microsoft Azure, and last one will be around Cloud Casa. So Yongkang will share about Cloud Casa before the quiz. So make sure you will listen, because maybe you can win $25 Amazon voucher as well as a book. And this is the QR code and tiny URL will be there. So team will post it in the chat. Make sure you bookmark it, because this will lead to our Google Meet discussion. Let me stop sharing. I think was my screen shared, guys?
Yeah,
Or
loading. It's loading.
it's still loading. I think maybe there is a okay. So maybe you guys can take care and you can drop the link in the chat. Okay.
Sure.
Oh, all
One
right.
second.
Okay. I see people started joining, and then we can start bringing everyone on screen. So let me bring Richard on the screen. Good morning, Richard. Thanks for joining us.
Hey guys, I can't hear you. I apologize, but I'm just letting you know I can't hear you.
Okay. Hello. Now.
I apologize. I was able to hear you before, guys, but I'm gonna disconnect and come back in. So
Okay.
I'll jump.
Okay. Sure. No worries. Yeah. So maybe yeah. Okay. So then. Okay, let me bring Karthik also on screen. Hey, Karthik, good morning. Good to see you again.
Hey, Chirag, good morning and good afternoon and good evening based on where you are from. I'm happy to be part of this meet and excited to learn from other leaders.
Thank you. And let me bring Conrad also on screen. Hey, good afternoon, Conrad. How are you?
Hi guys, nice to meet you again. Some new faces here that I know from LinkedIn. I'm really happy to meet you all and have some great conversations today.
Great.
Waiting for it.
Yes. Yeah, great. Yonkan, go ahead.
All right, let me bring Satyan to the panelists. Welcome, Satyan. Thank you for joining us.
Hi everyone, thank you. Nice to see you again, and looking forward for a wonderful discussions today.
Awesome. The next one is Vijay. Welcome here.
Hey,
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
hey, thank you, Yonghang, and thank you, Chirag. Thanks all the cloud leaders, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and a pleasure to be part of the gang, and looking forward to learn from each and everyone and share the experiences. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Vijay, for joining. Yes, Bhumi.
yeah. I'll thank you, Sabiha, for joining the call. Yeah, over to you.
Hello,
So,
everyone. I'm like super excited to be among all of you and looking forward to learn a lot. And it's going to be a great conversation. Thank you very much.
great. Thank you, Sabiha, for joining. Let me again bring Richard. Hey, Richard. Good
Hey
morning.
guys, good morning. Apologies for my technical issues. Glad to be here and looking forward to this conversation.
Great. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. And we are waiting Yujun. Maybe he may try to connect. So as soon as he will join, we will bring him also on screen. But yeah, we can go ahead with the discussion. So yeah, just to start with, I would like to hear the experience about reinvent. I believe Satya and Sabiha, you guys joined, and maybe Vijay post you can share about Google Next experience, because I know you are the Google Pro, Google Champ person. So I think we can start with this topic, and later we can proceed on the different discussion. So how was reinvent? And I believe you met with Bhumi also.
So I would
Yeah.
like to say the reinvent was an amazing experience. So those of you who do not know what the AWS reinvent is, it's a huge tech fest or a tech event which is conducted by AWS every year in the end of November and in the till the start of December. It's a 4.5 day event, and it is happening around in 6 hotels, big, massive hotels, which also double as casinos. So there you get to hear all the new announcement, all the new feature releases which AWS is making, what are their future goals, about their sustainability goals, everything. You get to hear about all that. So the key features of the reinvent are the sessions itself. So there are like different types of sessions which are being held. So some of them are like the keynotes. There's a lot of drama and bling in the keynotes. You must have listened to them in the, in the YouTube and all. There is like Adam Selipsky coming and, speaking like a hero over there. And then the next type is the breakout sessions. So you get to listen to the keynotes and the breakout sessions in the YouTube channels and in the virtual panes also. But what you should be looking for if you're going to physically attend the reinvent is you should be looking out for the chalk talks and the workshops there, because they won't be repeated again. So have a look out for these if you are planning to go to the reinvent. And the best part about the reinvent itself is meeting the people. So this time I had the good fortune of meeting Satyan, Bhumi, Eugene, and I'll tell you the experience is completely different. We have spoken online before, but the PR, the warmth, and the connection is completely different when you see a person face to face. And I got to meet not only just them, but a lot of my other friends who I'm connected with in LinkedIn. So it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. Yeah.
Great, great, good to know. How about you, Satyan?
Yeah, absolutely. So everything what Sabiha mentioned, it's full of excitement, full of networking, and meeting a lot of people. Just to add you on the perspective, that we like all of us we here, they come with a slightly different background, and their roles are also different roles, right? So reinvent, if you are in AWS, that provides you the complete package, irrespective of which role that you are in. For example, for me, what was interesting, of course, getting networking with the people, and also to connect with AWS on the multiple partnership level. So right, so we are one of the APN partners, and there are so many partnership improvements, and the discussions that happened during this week, you can't imagine actually. So it's really kind of if you know, in India there's a Kumbh Mela. So Kumbh is the largest gathering of people in the universe. Yeah, millions of people, that we have in Kumbh Mela. So this is the kumbh of the AWS and the cloud. You see that those talented people, on either side, whether they are working, they are, even, I met with the five people there in the first keynote. Five boys, maybe 13, 14, 15 years old. They came with their trophy there, in the game day. That was very fascinating to see that, and just imagine where when they will be grown up in their career, where they will be. So a very good experience, and try to make it, these 5 days in Las Vegas as, it's really very nice experience.
Great, great. Thank you for sharing.
And
How
Chirag,
about yes?
one more thing about the sessions is the people who will be conducting these sessions are actually subject matter experts who have been doing a lot of research and who know the subject in and out. So if you are working on a project or looking to delve into a particular service more deeply, make sure that you book into those sessions and you interact with these people. It's like drinking from the hose. It's like really informative when you listen it from them actually.
Okay, okay, great. Yeah, even still, I'm waiting for my day that when I will get a chance to join in person and meet you all there. Okay, thank you for sharing your experience. So, okay, so the most important thing which is going right now in the market is layoff in tech space. Okay, and people are in panic mode, and everyone is trying to see that how our future will be, you can say, saved, and job market will secure. So I think this is the high time we will talk about that and hear your thoughts from each one of you. What do you think? How the next maybe 12 to 18 months look like, and what should a person need to do? Maybe, yeah. Karthik, Conrad, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can see that there are problems coming, but I think I'll just probably repeat the stuff that I've been talking for a while. It's all about creating an insurance policy for yourself, right? You need to understand what is in demand. When I actually see, the people that have the right skills, and especially around cloud, I think there's still a massive demand, even though we can see that there have been layoffs in certain technologies because some people don't want to change. They don't want to embrace that the world is changing. Yes, and things are. You should be expecting that the technology will change. You see, there's a lot of happening actually right now in technology around AI, and everyone, there is this big fuss about chat AI. I was actually having fun last week with it, generating Kubernetes YAML manifests, and generating Terraform manifests and things like that. So we need to understand that there will be changes, right? There will always be changes, and you need to prepare for them. Yeah, and working, I think, being in communities like this, it's much easier to see what changes are coming. And talking to people, being in events like this, I actually coming back. I didn't have a chance to go to reInvent because I'm more actually interested into Google technologies. But I used to go to Next, and I hope next year I'm definitely going to be there. But having the chance with all the people, talking to the people about what's coming is extremely important, because I feel like every 5 years I'm completely changing what I'm doing. Yeah? So sometimes you're being stuck in the technology that you currently use at your job, right? And in the horizon of 5 years, that might be totally obsolete. Yeah. So talking to people, we do have Google developer group meetings. So I'm trying to get the people usually that are working on the technologies that I'm not an expert in. See what's next. See what will be the next hype, and start preparing today. Yeah, don't get into the comfort zone and sit only in the stuff that you're doing right now. Yeah, if you have no idea what ML is, just grab a little bit of it. Yeah, try. And the certification is actually helping me a lot with that, because I'm gonna do recertified on ML, and I taken the exam like 2 years ago, and so many things have changed. Yeah, you can, if you look at what has been introduced into GCP, other cloud providers, you will realize, how fast this is moving, and you just can't stay and working only on the technology that you work today. You need to really foresee what will be happening and start preparing right now, so you're still relevant on the market. So I think it's, keep on going with the communities, go to the conferences, you can meet the people, you can see that people are actually moving very fast. And then you can plan properly your career and your education, so you're actually prepared for the hard times and where the demand actually is. If you talk to people, you'll see who they actually need in the company, right? Because we have seen that there were some layoffs on LinkedIn, but immediately the community was picking it up. Yeah, people were trying to help each other. Look, there are so many people that are free on the market, and everyone was trying to allocate and help those people. There's the competition at this level, has stopped, and the community started to work and started to help people out. So I think it's extremely important to build relationship. Be kind to people. Try to make your network correctly, and try to ensure yourself for the future. I think that's pretty important thing.
Great. Okay.
Yep.
Maybe.
Thanks, Konrad. Yeah, I totally agree. First thing, I just want to add a few more things apart from what Konrad said. First of all, I think we all have to embrace the change, right? If you are a part of a technology, you should always expect something will change, right? And you should be embracing that and not resisting the change. That is the first thing. And always keep yourself marketable. You have to learn. You have to keep yourself up to date. Everybody has some fears, right? People say like AI, ML will replace humans, but I don't think it's still there, right? It's helping developers to achieve things that are not possible before. So learn something new, keep yourself marketable, network with folks. That's how you and you can control something that you should control, right? You cannot control the market, you cannot control the hiring or firing in an organization. So I would say focus on things that you can control and don't worry about uh, there will be always some tides, and things will be better.
Right. Okay, just to add like here a little bit more. So I met with few folks recently, and they shared that because they get layoff due to you can say again the restructuring in the organization, they started feeling depressed. So maybe folks feel free to share your thoughts around this, that how a person need to tackle such situation, whether depression and how to come out all this.
Yeah, I think this part that again, as Conrad was saying, that uh, getting layoff or the layoff process itself is a very natural process. Now, when we have these natural processes, we should take it natural. We should not be too deep into into the worries that it should come into the depression, because this is part and parcel. So this is not the first time it's happening, right? Like some of the layoff phase that in, for example, in 1993, where IBM fired some 60,000 people, and this was a big in the market, that what will happen to IT. And that was 1993, when the IT was in different shape, right? So it was like the IT will not exist. But after that what happened, right? So IBM enabled the IT, and not just IBM but a lot of companies, they started at that time, and this give them the opportunity to leverage the existing the knowledge workers, right? The second thing is, I think that's in 2008 recession, where Citibank, they fired some 50-60,000 people, a good percentage of the employee workforce. But that again, it was a short-term horizon. those skills, those people who are aware of the finance and fintechs, they know that after this layoff, how many new fintechs they got created. So in the similar fashion, now if some layoffs are happening, it's more like a correction in the stock market to be in the long-term strength, right? So we should take it this way. Again, it's a very valid point. When we have our personal, responsibilities, we have family, we have kids, and we have to pay the electricity and the utility bills, right? So from where this will come is of course the job, right? So this is definitely a disruption, but it's a disruption for the good, because in long term horizon, this is not going to be permanent. 95% people they got better jobs than before they were.
Okay. Understand.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
additionally, I would like to add, thanks, Ratan and Conrad as well, right? So I think we should be continuing what we will do, what we are doing right now, and additionally, we have to keep learning. Okay, so the upskilling is very much important in these days, and also what I believe one mantra is like never stop learning. Okay, so it can be wherever you are and whatever experience you have. So I think learning never stops, and take the opportunity, right? So by joining the conferences, the meetups, I think these days we are having a lot of meetups happening each and every tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities as well. So let's take the benefit of that, keep connecting people, build network, right? Know from each other, learn from each other, right? And upskilling is one of the important thing, and where we have to take a step coming out of a comfort zone as well, right? Especially I think on the cloud technologies and data analytics and AML, what Conrad pointed out, I think, and getting a deep dive into that and start with basics. Usually, always we have to rather jump into the certifications, just get into the basics, right, and then do the trainings, do the courses, and then get into the certifications. That really help us out. Yeah, I think that's the one what I would like to add. Over to other leaders. Thanks.
Yeah. And related to this depression that you guys have been talking about, this happens to everyone. I think, especially when you start working from home, you don't meet people. It helps a lot. I've been actually at the office for the whole week this week, just came back from our headquarters. We actually organized a meetup there where we had people online and on site. It helps a lot because you can kind of make your mind fresh. And stop, just concentrating on a single thing, working from home, just, sitting in front of your laptop, not talking to people. The community is very important, and, meeting people on site, exchanging the ideas is brilliant. The book that I have put in the chat, it helped me a lot. It's called The Obstacle is the Way. I actually I'm listening to this audiobook. It's showing how you actually change the challenges into opportunities. Yeah. Sometimes you feel a little bit depressed, when things are not going the right way. But there's a lot of really cool examples where people were actually knew what they wanted to achieve, right? And all those obstacles, they didn't care about them because they had the goal. So I think sometimes it's good to take a step back, look at the situation. Sometimes, stop what you're doing, and look on the things from a distance to see if they are really that bad for you, and if they're really not, the opportunities are not there, if you're in the right place, because we are running in a circle, and you feel if you don't share your experience, you don't talk to people, you don't look at the things from the distance, then it's really easily in the world that we live in, the especially that we're going into metaverse, this is cool technology, but meeting people in person at the meetup, it changes your perspective, right? So remember that whenever you feel like you're in a corner, take 2 steps back and see if you can get on the right road again. I think reflection on what you're doing and whether you're on the right track is extremely important. So remember that. maybe, grab a book, take notes, and when you're in a state where you feel like, it's everything is going really bad, just make reflections. Yeah, see what your goals were, where you were heading, and how you actually achieved that, and do reflections as often as you need.
Okay.
So
Got your
I
point.
would
Yeah.
like to say that we are talking about this recession, about slowdown in the economy. So whenever such things happen, the companies, some of the companies, not all, they tend to backtrack. They freeze the hiring and they stop the migrations. They stop the consultants. They cut down on their budgets. So all these job cuts naturally happen. And not only that, even if you see the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100 indexes, and if you look at their graph over the time for the whatever time you want to see, you'll see that every 12 years, 13 years, every decade or so, you'll see a huge dip happening. Like 20%, 30% fall is always happening. So this is a natural process. The world, tries to reset itself, reboot itself. And this has been happening. It's not a big shocking thing which is happening only now. So these are the uncontrollables, which we don't have any control about. And even in your personal life, you will be facing a lot of personal issues, like financially or emotionally. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. The life is like never a linear graph. So what can we do about it? We should stop worrying about these uncontrollables and just think about your mindset. That is the one thing which you can take control of. So if I broadly categorize the people in the IT industry, I can say that one type of people, they are constantly upskilling themselves. They are constantly like how Conrad said, they are networking with other people. They are very open to the new changes, and they are very comfortable in being uncomfortable. They are always adapting to the new technologies, the new changes. Then if these people get hit by this financial adversity, we don't have to worry about them. They are good to go. They'll sort out and they are sorted. But there are the other type of people who are always making an excuse of high workload when it comes to upskilling. They are very shy, very comfortable in their own shells. They don't like to be visible at all. So when these people lose their job, I'm going to tell you with all my sense that this is the point where you change the course of your direction. It's like the Newton's law, like the body stays at rest or in uniform motion, unless an external force acts and, changes your course of direction. Say you're going in a Ferrari car at 300 kilometers speed, you won't see the beauty of the scenery around you. You won't see the garbage dump which is on your right or your left. You'll just go straight. So our life is like going in a very fast pace. So when we pause, take this opportunity as a moment to pause and reflect upon your shortcomings, upon your strength, and build up yourself. I think that's what I would like to say.
Really, I like your point, especially that, yeah, be ready to comfortable to be uncomfortable, as you mentioned
Yeah.
that, yeah, we try to adjust in each and every situation, because up and down will come and go.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for
I,
sharing. Yes, Richard.
I would like to add to this because you could do everything right and still end up in a bad place. So there's a lot of people who have their jobs, this, that, whatever. It's easier. You don't really understand it until you go through it yourself. I'm just letting you know that this is, and I want people to realize this, because a lot of good people who have done everything we have suggested to do, who will end up laid off. Let's just call that out, because I've actually had people get angry with me because they went in and got a bunch of certifications, and it's like, where are those job opportunities? Where are this? And it was like, look, you can do all the preparations for a marathon, but it doesn't mean you're going to win it. It doesn't mean the setup it helps you, and I strongly encourage this, because what is that term about opportunity? It's like, first you need to be prepared for the opportunities when they come in. And this is what we're really trying to advise people here, is to prepare themselves for that next opportunity. That's the fact that I know this is not going to be a conversation on finance and global macro and everything else, but please, people need to understand all of the macro indicators are showing bad times ahead. Okay, at least for the next 6 months. We have an inverted yield curve, which every time that has happened in our modern history, we've hit a recession. Just so what does that mean for folks? Yes, keep certified. I strongly encourage people to build up a little bit of a financial war chest, get savings put aside, 6 months of payment, whatever, because at it, they'll be let go, and you don't know what the severance package is, or so forth. So I'm just trying to recommend people to get themselves financially in good place, because the market has actually not gone down as much as it historically does. You still have time to take some money off and put save out to prepare your family and you in case you are laid off for a bit of time. I know this is maybe not the uplifting message people want to hear, but I'm just saying it's better to be prepared than find yourself in a unfortunate situation where you lost the job, but also your stock portfolio is down and you did not put away some savings. And I'm just calling this out because I know, like, you guys have covered most of the other topics, that I repeat myself here, but I think this is something that's important for people to just get themselves ready for a period of time when they may not have a job and financially be able to take care of their families. That's all I really wanted to say.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Richard, for your thoughts, and it is really valuable advice that we need to plan for maybe a 3 to 6 months financially, so that rather than going down with the personal stuff, if such situation, if layoff happen in anyone's life, that he or she can focus on findings new rather than worrying about the family. Yep. Okay, Eugene, your thoughts?
So my thought is not to worry about things, as it is spoken by Katya and everybody already. But I just like to worrying about layoff is like a back pain. It's constant. Not worry about layoff, but the layoff suddenly is like a punch in the stomach. It's temporary. So which one you prefer?
Okay. Any other
In my
thoughts?
life, I had been laid off, and also for one company, I knew the layoff 8 months in advance. So during that 8 months, my life is totally upside down because I keep worrying about the layoff, which didn't help. But actually, after the layoff, I feel relieved. Okay, happened. Things already happened. What I should have worried about is how to find another job. So at least did a couple of certifications during the layoff. And actually, I enjoyed looking for a job because I got an opportunity to talk to many recruiters. And by talking to recruiters, I feel a lot of opportunity waiting for me as long as I have the right skill. I don't have to worry about finding a job. So after that, I changed the mindset. I said, no need to worry about keeping the job security. It's just like if you always worry about falling to the water, then you never be able to enjoy walking along the seashore. If you know you can always swim back to the shore, then you have no worry. Even you fall into water, you can get back on the shore easily. So the skill to find a job is better than the skill to keep a job. If you keep job, you always worry about will my boss like me? This type of thing, it make you wondering whether you did anything wrong. So I don't worry about those part anymore. I just focusing on provide impact. And then even I lost job, I can find another one. I had a skill set. and I know how to find a job. But after that, I lost job many times, but it's okay. I always keep finding a new one, or maybe more I can choose from. So I enjoy losing job after that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing.
No worries.
Yeah. Any other thought?
Actually, I also feel that sometimes this kind of a pressure, this kind of a negative pressure is good. I know you might be feeling it is easily said than experienced, but I was in a very bad place 3 years before. I was not into the IT industry. I did not know see about cloud. So I was like in a state where I had to make a decision to learn, to study, and to certify. Why certify? Because that is the only way I can show a tangible thing in the piece of paper that yes, she has this skill sets and she can do this and this. Otherwise, nobody would even look at me as an intern. So it was a compulsion that I had to start studying, I had to start certifying. But my brain would not let me do that. My brain was totally rejecting all these ideas. I was having a hard time. It was filled with rust, I had to polish it really hard. I still remember to learn the word IAM in AWS Cloud, which is Identity and Access Management. It took me around 20 days to just memorize that. And I was boggled at my own capacity to forget things so much. Like, how can a human brain like forget things so easily? But then because I had that pressure on me to perform, I think I stuck on to what I was having as a goal. So sometimes when these pressure things happen to you, when these low points occur in your life, it is actually good. It is actually, under these pressure the diamond is formed. So so if you are feeling right now depressed about it, just turn and make something good out of it.
Yeah, that's really great piece of advice, because yeah, this is something like I heard from my close friend circle after they get laid off recently, and they use this word that we are feeling depressed, and I think I'm in depression, I should go to doctor and all this. But surely I believe they are watching it right now, and I I know, surely believe that it will help for them to understand, and they can change their, you can say, their state of mind and their thought process. Okay.
Oh, I forgot to mention. So when you get laid off, like me, sometimes I got the next salary is lower than my previous one. That's okay. I accept it. I start from somewhere, and I can always work up. It happened. But luckily, the last time, even after layoff, my next salary is better than my previous one. So
Okay.
I think that's a great learning what Eugene and Sabia added as well. Like a couple of thoughts, like taking out, I think taking out the positive from the negative pressure. I think that really helps to come out of depression, right? So the first thing, yeah, even I've got few calls from my friends or other colleagues, right? So uh, previous colleagues. So like the first step is to calm down, okay, relax rather jumping into something or taking any decisions in hasty, right? The first thing is to calm down, take that as impact, and what do you say, just take some positive sessions, right? Like mental well-being is one of the important thing, right? Rather jumping into stress or any such kind of thing. So getting in the calm, taking out of that negative pressure really helps. I think it's easy to tell, but yeah, I think when we try to do some mindful sessions, meditations, yoga, I think these are like for time being, maybe it's a good kickstart, you can say, right? And then as Eugene mentioned, right, so taking out, and it's we should take that as an opportunity, right? And try to explore the ocean of the opportunities what we have for us.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Satyan,
Yeah, just the
Karthik?
last comment,
Yes.
yeah, Uh, yes, it's Chirag. I hope you can hear me. Well, I've
Yes,
got some challenge
yes,
in my PC today. I don't know. Uh, yeah. Okay. So
we can
just the
hear you.
last comment I want to make on the, yeah. Just the last comment that I want to make is, in the social media, you will find nowadays there's a lot of, and that's the other side of layoff, where, you know, you see that layoff is normal, layoff is, so don't glorify the layoff also. Don't be super excited if you are layoffs. So it's just a matter of thing that you need to go and prepare, have your kind of a SWOT analysis for your skills, that what are your strengths, what are the weaknesses, opportunity, and threat, and then launch yourself, what fits well into the next career step.
I think, Satyan, we lost your voice. Okay, but yeah, let's conclude his point on
No,
this. Yeah, we don't
I'm
need
done.
to overhype.
Yeah, I
Yeah, if,
think there is some problem in my PC, because I consistently see it's hitting the 100% CPU. I don't know why it's happening.
Okay, okay, understand. Maybe, yeah, Conrad,
yeah,
or
I think all the stuff that has been said about the mental well-being and so on. Yeah, I think we need to remember one very important thing. And Eugene was referring to this as well. I love the saying he put on LinkedIn once that you don't need to be trusting the branch. The bird doesn't trust in the branch. Yeah, it trusts in its wings, right? So the bird doesn't can really influence whether the branch will break, right? And also you should have the belief in yourself, and you should be actually worrying about only the stuff that you can act on. Yeah, because this is where your energy should be concentrated on. Yeah, if you get concentrated on the risk of being laid off, or the risk of weird things happening in the world, then you get distracted. You completely are using your energy into thinking about stuff that you don't have any influence on, right? And if you keep on, and I see, I had it in my life recently, and I think this was actually related to staying at home too much, yes, and having all this information coming to you and not um, taking care of your mental well-being, where you relax and so on. And I think I have been actually through all these years, I have been much more effective when I didn't care about what was happening around, and the stuff that I couldn't act on. Right? If you only concentrate on the stuff that you can act on, then you're much more effective, and then you will be able to trust more in your wings, yeah, not into things that are outside of your influence.
okay, okay, great. So let's change the topic a bit. Yeah, we talk about almost half an hour about this layoff. And initially, we talk about the experience of reinvent from Sabiha and Satyan. And let's talk about now Google next, because Eugene, Vijay, Conrad, Karthik, I believe you have joined, and especially Richard. I think that's your favorite conference. So maybe for a few minutes, can you share your experience about Google next and why a person should join? Richard, you're on mute. Maybe Vijay, you want to start, or Conrad, or
Yeah, I
Eugene?
think thanks, Chirag. So I think it's one of the largest in-person event this time happened with Google Cloud Next, right? So it happened in
Okay.
4 different locations, in US, in India, in Singapore, in Japan. So I think the best part of the event was to meeting in person, right? And having a lot of in-person sessions. Maybe it starts with keynote and started with it's regional, a regional kind of a spotlight of that particular region, and then started with different technical sessions as well, where we had like app dev, DevOps, AI, ML, security, right? And then we call it like build, analyze, design, right? How we modernize it. So along with the technical things, the other part, we had a breakout sessions, right? We had fireside chats where we have panel speakers, where I think this time what I see was getting the cloud community leaders who are impacting the student community, who are impacting the IT world on over the LinkedIn or social media, their experiences, and heard the feedback as well. I think that was a important thing. What happened in this cloud next in India? Okay, maybe you can, and Richards. I think Conrad can take it to other locations, right? So additional to these events, so that we had DEI perspective events as well, right? So where I got an opportunity to present a DEI event. Okay, so where it was a breakout session, right? So where we had a session on how to guide to building the inclusive products, right? So that product inclusion is a practice of applying inclusive culture and community insights throughout the entire product and product development process, starting from the initial design through the launch, right? So we had product inclusion and equities process of applying an inclusive lens throughout the entire product design and development process, so where everyone can create equitable products for everyone, right? So this will really help to accelerate the business growth. I think this was one of the other differences what we saw in this next, where I got an opportunity being a Googler for the very first year, uh, and what we heard to build this kind of inclusive products, like what Google always tell, like code for everyone, design for everyone, right? So build for everyone. So in that way, I think it should be for everyone. That was the thing what I would like to cover, and I'll leave to Agent Richard to take it forward.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Vijay, for sharing your experience. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna
I like to share.
basically mention I missed next this.
I was lucky
Sorry,
enough.
you want to go to Eugene?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
okay. I can. Rich and I, we are lucky enough. We attended the 2017. That's my first Google Cloud Next. At that time, we just started a new job in the AWS Center of Excellence. We just started the job, but the reinvent is 10 months away. And the Google Cloud Next happened immediately in March. We got the opportunity to go. And that's very important conference in my life, because after that, I started to pay attention to Google Cloud. And you can see where I am right now. I think that conference changed my direction. Otherwise, I probably still focusing on working on AWS. But after attending Google Cloud Next, I got the 2 certification in 2017. That's the only 2 in 2017, like data engineer, cloud architect. Google had done a great job. Is whenever you got a certification, they give you a swag. So wearing a swag is kind of a proud. So make me happy. That's why I keep going until now. I became fully certified on Google Cloud with 11 of 11.
Wow.
This year, Google Cloud Next is very small scale. They only opened one day and invited the champion innovator to the Hive. I was lucky enough to be invited into Sunnyvale site and met many people like Walter Lee, like Mark Johnson. All these people I've been talking over the LinkedIn, but never met in person. I say I met about 50 people during that day. The only disadvantage is very small scale. not everybody went there. I believe next year Google is planning to have a larger one on site, just same as the in the past before 2019. I plan to go, and I hope to see as many people as possible to reconnect. Sorry, I cut you off because there was some. Can you share yours? Yeah, just.
No, it's fine.
Really,
I'm having a few technical issues.
Yeah, you know what is? Can you?
So real quick, I did not make Google Next this year. I was had a client situation I had to deal with, so clients come first, eh? But I share the exact sentiment with you, Eugene, that I thoroughly enjoy the Google Next. I've gone to, I believe, 3 of them in the past. They're very, very educational. You get to learn a lot of new things. I will tell you that I do rewatch them on YouTube quite a bit. I find the sessions to be very, very, very effective. So you don't always have to go there to the benefit of the education. The socializing is what I think is the biggest bet of Google Next. But as I said, it's a place to convene and in a different way, the various technologies and the direction that it's taking.
great.
That's all I got
Really,
to say
yeah.
about Next.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to add one more thing. All these events, it doesn't matter. It's a AWS reInvent, Google Next, Dreamforce, or Adobe Summit. I mean, they definitely have really good sessions and all those. But the best part is at one place you are getting to know a lot of
Okay, how
people.
much
So
further?
networking is the most important thing. Second, you interact with other professionals to understand what kind of things they are working on, what kind of challenges they are facing. So that matters more. I mean, you can definitely go back on YouTube or on other platforms where you can find the recordings of the session and all those. But that experience you cannot get if you are not part of those events. And I met Yujun and Richard in 2019 Google Next.
Wow.
I mean, I met before Yujun when he was in New York City, but that was the first time I met him in the Google Next.
Really. Yeah. And another important thing, yeah, just to add, as Richard mentioned about these are educational videos, and I have leveraged it for my personal learning also, especially when preparing for beta exam. I believe Google Next videos are awesome, and we can learn about the topic, use cases, and this is the same pattern I'm following since 2018 when I started appearing for professional cloud architect. And in 2020, when they renew the exam, there was no full-fledged course. So I again jump on the Google Cloud Next 2020 videos, prepare those topics which are new in the content, and I got okay. So till that, I also have a 6 to 7 hoodies and 6 to 7 caps, but I have shared it with my friends. But I will learn it again because I like
Yeah.
Eugene. You are wearing it, yes.
Yeah, and
This
plus
from
one beta.
beta. So it used to give this, but I don't know, for some reason the database beta they didn't give this. I kind of so I have
Yeah.
9 of this. Every beta exam they give a hat.
Okay.
I happen to have got a 9 of beta exam passed. So when you take a beta exam, you get a very low number. My lowest
Mhm.
number is 17.
Wow.
That's yes. At the beginning, I didn't go to the first day. So my cloud engineer is 183, cloud developer 123. After that, I said I'll go the first day. So I got network engineer 19,
Okay.
security engineer 32, DevOps
Wow.
engineer 33, the
Okay.
cloud leader 21, database 70. Just well, next time if there are beta coming, let's take beta. I think that's the most exciting because it has a 4 hours, 120 questions, double the size of the official exam.
Yeah. Plus one to Eugene and Chirag. I think the beta exams, even I took the latest one, which was like a database engineer. It was it was like a marathon. Okay,
Okay.
maybe like it's like 4 hours exam, right? 4 hours exam, and previously we have experience in our school colleges to take exams of 3 hours, right? So
Yes.
I think
Yes.
it's actually I got to know why the exams were made for 3 hours, right? So when exactly the clock ticked 3 hours, my mind stopped working. Okay, so that it really I was reading the question, but I was able to read the question, but it was not processing in the mind. Okay, this is actual experience, and then I took like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, closed my eyes. That really helped me to reset the brain. Okay, so okay, let's take the new input. So then again, like last 1 hour, I was able to give that 4 hour exam. So I think kudos to Eugene. He gave like 9 such exams, and a lot of other people here, right? I think Conrad, Karthik, and Satyan as well, right? And Richard. So I think kudos to them. Like giving the beta exam is not like not easier. And what you mentioned on the preparation, right? So we don't have much
Yes.
courses preparation, and again +1 to the videos, right? The like the technical sessions what we have in Cloud Next, right? And we have Cloud Next recaps across all the regions, what we have, right? So they are like a directed towards what exactly you need for your certification perspective, for the products perspective. Like a 30-minute session will help you to understand more about the service, more about the function, more about the stuff, right? So I think those are really helpful for your preparations, you can say.
Yes. Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I wanted to add to that because adds to the conferences that we do. The Google Next is amazing event. I actually missed that this year as well because I would need to travel to Munich. So I decided just to go to Warsaw to meet the people. But the thing, I'm really missing those conferences. And there is actually other way, maybe not, I don't want to call it a substitute, but you can organize your own conferences, right? So we have our Google developer group, the one in Bydgoszcz where we have set it up is 3 years old, I believe, right now. And the power of those conferences is that you can actually invite people that normally you don't have chance to talk to, right? So last week, well, actually this week, we had a chance to talk to Victor Farcic, who has this DevOps Toolkit YouTube channel. Amazing guy. He's talking about, mind-blowing technologies like, deploying infrastructure through Kubernetes definition, through Chloros plane, So I was like watching all those things that he's doing, and I was pretty amazed, with all his knowledge and all the stuff that he's, bringing to people live, showing the presentation. And if you do that, people, I was surprised how people react when I ask them to come and share their knowledge. They will definitely do that. They want to share this knowledge. That's why they are actually making YouTube channels, right? To talk to people and share their knowledge. So if you can react yourself. This is about what you can actually influence. If you can't go to Next, why don't you organize your own conference? We actually are doing next year. We're going to do something really big. We're going to have 250 people coming on site, and we're going to do a Cloud Fest, which is going to be the first Cloud Fest, probably the first Cloud Fest in Poland. And I actually, in a week time, I already got 8 people that want to join us, on site. It's because people were actually saying, oh, if it's online, I'm gonna think about it. But if it's on site, I'm really missing meeting people in person, on talking to people. So they're very happy to join. And we thought that we're gonna create a call for paper for people to apply to have session with us. And apparently we won't need to do it, yes, because by having such a large community and finding the people on LinkedIn, Facebook and any other social media, you can grow your network in a very fast way. So I really encourage you, if you can, it's an effort, right? And it's going to San Francisco, especially when you're in Europe, it's costly. If your employer cannot sponsor it, or if you don't have any other way to sponsor it, start small. Yeah? This is something you can influence. So try to bring those people to you. If you can't go to San Francisco, if you can't go to Las Vegas, yeah, start small and think about what you can actually do to grow and help other people to grow. If you help other people to grow, this will help you in the future as well for your career. And in these difficult times, it will help you with your career. But overall, it's not only about the career; it's also about meeting people and having a chance, to talk on Saturday. We have a lot of people coming on Saturday just to have a chat and share after 5 days of hard work, to share their thoughts and create such an amazing community. So try to do it yourself as well.
Really, thank you, Conrad, for sharing. Yeah, this is, I believe, very important part which you touch around the community. As like personally, I have not attended till date any big conference like reInvent and GCP Next, but we are trying to get that same kind of feeling and learning with the local communities. Just take a moment. I want to take a moment to highlight. So Yongkong recently started Kubernetes user group in Singapore, and Bhumi and myself also are the part of same, and that is what we are trying to do here. It doesn't mean that every time we need to speak, we are trying to bring other people so that they can share their use cases and learning. And in last 3 months since we started, we got a very positive feedback. So if anyone in Singapore, please feel free to join the next meetup every month we are doing. And again, thank you everyone for your support on this. Yeah, any other thought, guys?
I would like to say that I'm also a part of the community in Dubai. Like Conrad says, it plays a very huge impact, on the people around you. So we have this community, AWS community user group actually. So I'm one of the leaders there, and recently we had a community day where over 200 people attended, and they had a great time. So these initiatives are very important. And so if anybody is listening from Dubai, DM me for more details and be a part of the community, Dubai or UAE. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I believe, yeah. And next month, AWS Singapore, AWS Singapore user group is also organizing the community day here. So it's on 28th or 29th January. So
28th, 28th,
20,
January 20th.
20th January. Okay, great.
So, yeah,
So
from
as-
Singapore, we have a few more groups, Chirag, maybe we can highlight for the Asia Pacific folks. One is AWS user group, which is actively running every month. Second is AWS security user group. And third one is our group, is the Kubernetes. And Microsoft also recently started creating in the latest one. Actually, the four user group, we would recommend for you guys for interested to join more on the cloud meetups in the local places. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can start with questions because I see some interesting questions out there in the chat. So this is regarding FinOps because yeah, there is a big market or hype or maybe yeah. Feel free to share that. Is FinOps is the next big thing after the cloud tech?
Well, let me share some thoughts on FinOps and
Yes, please.
that I often quote the cloud journey. So the cloud journey started when organization plan to think on the transformation, right, transforming their business, right. So in the planning phase, they is the ideal approach is to go through the right business case and match with the right use cases so that you prove that it's best for the organization. Now the second step comes, which is on the migration, and that's this migration to the cloud is like going to migrate and living in a 7-star hotel, right. Why I say this is during this is the time where many IT leaders, they think that yes, everything is going to be perfect, and they slightly, I observed, that come out of the ground of reality, right, during the migration phase. There's a expectation which probably is very essential to be met with cloud, that it is not something larger than life approach what you have in 7-star hotel, because you have to pay the bills. and when you have to pay the bills is your day two operations. And that's where the day two operations, where the CIOs have, what the cloud expense that they are having is the outcome of how the planning and the migration was done according to the planning, right? So FinOps is important because it is about running into the long horizon, which will define your total cost of ownership or the return of investment that the business is making with the technologies. So FinOps is, yes, definitely is new in terms of cloud, cloud technology or cloud tool or the concept perspective. However, uh, getting the optimized value of the money is not new concept. So that's where all the six FinOps pillars or the six FinOps principle, according to the FinOps Institute, right, is very essential. And what they say is, number one, the right communication with the team. There should not be, you should not be running application into the silos. It should be proper integrated approach with the right talent pool and flexible and adaptive architecture. So that's very important to maintain the FinOps in the long term. Concept is, well, the names are new, however the concepts are not really new when it comes to running your IT landscape on cloud.
Great, great.
So Satyan, I do have a counter question. So when a company is trying to innovate on something, so I'm not saying that cloud is cheap, but definitely cloud is flexible, right? So isn't that precisely why they should be moving to the cloud? When a company is like innovation driven, what do you think about that?
No, no, absolutely. So innovation in the cloud is also the right sizing, and most of the cases where the FinOps is broken is because somehow the architects or the planners, they don't do the right sizing. When it comes to right sizing, again, over skilling and under skilling, right? So you do the innovation, what you really need. Innovation is, is continuous approach, and align the innovation with the expectation of the organization and what they are looking for.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Anyone has any thought on the FinOps part? Or maybe I can drop another question. So okay. So if we say upskilling and learning, do we need to start all cloud technology and platform at time? What's your thought, guys?
I can kick it off, right? So I think we have to pick up one cloud, right? So we can't say that, okay, you take Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, right? So it's not like that. So you just start your cloud journey whichever is near to you. For example, you're working on Microsoft technologies, or you have a customer working with one cloud, or you have your organization where you have COE of one cloud, right? You just start your cloud journey, you pick up one cloud and start learning on that, right? So I think that's the one. And then once you have what went on trainings, got into a certifications, then think of getting into a multi-cloud, because the next step you take could be a easier step. Reason because I think the pillars for all the cloud will be similar with respect to the technology kind of I think like infrastructure, application modernization, data modernization, AI/ML, right? So what not all. So I think taking a first step is what really important. Okay, and then getting into a multi-cloud to know more what is happening in other part of the cloud. So that's what from my say. Thanks.
Yeah,
Anyone
I,
else?
I think it will be challenging to learn multiple cloud at once, right? Especially if you're starting with the journey and you don't know anything about the cloud you're coming from, let's call it on-prem world. The concepts are important, yeah, and you will learn after a while when even unless you're Eugene, then learning more than one cloud and understanding all the services is extremely important. I'll be very honest, I can't follow on what GCP is releasing. I don't think that even Googlers can follow on what Google is releasing. I can't actually follow up on what my company is releasing, right? You won't be able to do that. I think this is again on putting all your effort into, so just narrow your effort. Yeah, don't try to learn everything. In what you will get there. You probably will get there when you will need it. Yeah, if you're going to be a solution architect, multi-cloud solution architect, then probably you will need to learn that. But understanding the basic concept, it works the same. It's AWS, Azure, GCP. It's just a matter of where one cloud is better in one thing, like say Kubernetes, the other one is better in virtual machines administration, right, in management, because it's, like you can compare Microsoft and Google, right? They put their effort in a different way, but all the concepts are the same. So pick one, and concentrate on working on that single cloud, and then you can grow. If you need to switch, it will be very. I bet if I had to switch to AWS tomorrow, I guess I can bring most of those concepts, to AWS if I need, right? But start small steps, and I'm sure you will succeed.
Great. Yes. So again, just want to share a little bit here around. Again, fundamentals are important. As you mentioned that if a person is aware about one cloud, if the concepts are clear, then it is easy to use it on the other cloud platform. And that is the same kind of thing I had in past, because my work wants depend upon the project that I need to work on different cloud platform and need to get certified. So this helped me because I'm aware about the VPC concept of AWS, and then more or less GCP is same, but I review where the difference is, and then it helped me to prepare confidently, not just a cert, but the customer client calls also. So thanks, Conrad, for sharing. Yep. Any other thought, Karthik, Yujun?
I totally agree with Conrad and Vijay. Just start from one cloud, go deep, dive deep, and then after that, it will be easier to pick up the other cloud. If you go in the same time, you will be confused on what they can offer.
Okay.
Just to add to that, I mean, if you are a recent graduate or if you don't have any IT experience, first try to focus on your fundamentals before even moving to a cloud, right? I mean, just learning, creating an EC2 instance will not going to help you unless and until you know what you can deploy on that EC2 instance, right? So you should be at least familiar with, I mean, if you are in a development, you should be familiar with like how to write a code. If you are on the infrastructure side, you should know how to do a script, how networking works. So focus on your fundamentals first, then learn one cloud. And it's easy. Like if you know one cloud well, it's easy to transfer that knowledge to a different cloud.
Yes. Totally agree. Yeah. I think we are on time, and we can start the quiz, or maybe Satyan, Vijay, Conrad, you can share that if you want to address any other topic.
I guess everyone is waiting for Slack, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
All good.
Okay. Yeah, great. Before we'll start the quiz, I would request Yongkang to come on screen and share a few thoughts about Cloud Casa. If you want to spend a minute or two around this area. Yes. Meanwhile, I will prepare my quiz. Yeah.
Thanks,
Yes,
Chirag.
sir.
Yeah, I just to share a little bit of my recent experience. I came across a product called Cloud Casa just about 1 month back. I tested and I feel like I'm so impressed about the simplicity and the unique capabilities around Kubernetes backup and the security. So people all love the managed Kubernetes, like a Google GKE, Amazon EKS, Azure AKS. So why? Because it is so hard to fine-tune your self-managed Kubernetes. So the question is, when it comes to Kubernetes backup, Why not leverage the managed backup? It comes with the storage. Okay, that's what makes Cloud Casa the best Kubernetes backup tool, in my personal opinions. So add your cloud account, whatever which cloud, and then discover all of your Kubernetes cluster, and then start to back up all these containers. It only take like a couple minutes, and you got the full restore capabilities of your containers. You got the granular recovery capabilities, or you want to clone your containers. I recently I shared my experiences from my Kubernetes meetup. The first one was at Google. I demonstrated how to add a Google Cloud account, how to discover all of these GKE clusters, and then started to run the backup. So all of the attendees actually was shocked. It is super simple, so easy to make it happen. Not to mention, when you talk about the DR, container DR could be a very tough topic. So, and also, if you keep running your standby cluster, all the cloud providers will keep charging you 24/7. So the idea from our Cloud Casa provides a side, if you want to DR somewhere, you don't need to have the standby the cluster there. So part of my restore process, when you want to spin up your DR cluster, part of the restore, I will spin up a new cluster for you before starting to recover the containers. Okay, that's just a little bit about Cloud Casa. I tested based on my experiences. I just love it, and they also provide the free options. So the free options, it is so simple. They actually don't care how many work nodes. Typically, some other backup software they do count. You probably can, the free option can only up to 5 work nodes or maybe 10, but they makes life a lot easier. They don't care how many cluster, how many worker nodes you guys are running. They just simply ask how much backend storage you're consuming. So the storage is up to 100 gigabytes. It's completely free, and then you can sign up for 12 the for free versions. So is that comes to the quiz already?
No.
Chirag, back to
Okay.
you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Yongkang, for sharing your thoughts. And I would like to share the last thought here that people who are watching or going to watch, please try to explore the different product. It will help to understand the ecosystem step by step, that because any cloud platform is not complete in itself. There are independent software vendors out there as well as a consulting partner which can help to build the solution. So please remember that it's not just about the technology, but knowing the entire ecosystem and business problem is the important part. So we come to the end of discussion and we can start the quiz. And I believe everyone is excited about the quiz. To share the rules about the quiz, so there will be a one question which I will display, and I will show that I will share the QR code from where you need to join using your mobile device, or if you want to try using your system, you can do that. And post each and every question. 20 seconds will be there to select your right option, and for each quiz there will be one winner, and whoever is going to be winner for each question, please reach out to me with your email address so that we can forward you your you can say prizes. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. Yongkang, please confirm me once my screen will be visible. Okay, here and in full screen.
Yep, all good.
In full screen mode, are you able to see these instructions?
Yes, all good.
Okay, so I request everyone to scan this QR code. I'll wait here for a minute or two, and if you want to go to browser, just at this URL www.menti.com, and it will ask for the code. Code is on the screen 15169492. I start seeing people joining. Show some love, guys. Great. I see 10 people is there. Okay, 12. Wow. Exciting. And post this quiz, make sure please join all of us on Google Meet. The link is out there. The bridge will be open post this quiz. Okay, great. We are hitting the mark of 20 folks. Not yet. Okay, great. 21. Thank you guys. Go, go, go. I'm going to start with the first question now. Be ready. The question is going to display on your screen, and enjoy the music also. Okay, the first question is here. Which AWS service provide AWS infrastructure and services on premises for a truly consistent hybrid experience? Options are AWS Data Sync, Migration Evaluator, AWS Outpost, AWS EKS Anywhere. I see 21 people have answered this, 22, and the right answer is AWS Outpost. 16 people have selected the right answer, and let's see who is the winner. And okay, so the winner is Agent X9. I request Agent X9, whatever your real name, please reach out to me. I will guide you on your prizes. So next question is on the screen now. Be ready, guys. How many GCP zones are available globally? It's not region, it's zones. 35, 176, 106, or 200. Okay, wow, tough competition. It's just 4 people who selected. So the question is around zones, not the regions. So 4 people have selected the right answer, and the winner for this quiz is okay, Aman Puri. Congratulations, Aman. You will receive a GCP book as well as $25 Amazon coupon. Next question is now. So this will be related to Microsoft Azure. So Dash, this is the fill in the blank. Dash offers actionable recommendation to help you optimize your Azure resources for reliability, security, operational excellence, performance, and cost. Azure Security Center, Azure Policy, Azure Monitor, Azure Advisor. And the right answer is Azure Advisor. 16 people have selected the right answer, and let's see who is the winner for our Azure book and Amazon voucher. Okay, so Aman, you have already won the previous answer. So the second one was in this question. It's Satyan. So Satyan, feel free to reach out to us, and we will guide you on the prizes. And last question is here. Okay, Cloud Casa does provide free options. Which one is correct? I believe Yongkang has covered a few minutes ago. 100 GB free storage regardless number of worker node, 5 worker node with unlimited storage, 10 worker node with unlimited storage, 50 GB of storage regardless of number of worker. And I believe everyone may select the right. Okay, so 13 people have selected the right. And yeah, so 100 GB of free storage regardless of number of worker nodes and cluster is the right answer. And let's see the winner now. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Raja Silan is a winner for this question. So please reach out to us. And thank you everyone for joining this quiz. With this, we are ending our quiz, and I'm coming back on screen. So again, thank you everyone for joining this, and congrats to all the winners. Any last thoughts from anyone?
I think never stop learning is again what I would like to iterate. And I think that as we have a banner, I think all cloud partners have access to Cloud Skill Boost, where we can get the learning along with hands-on. I think one thing I forgot, right? So learning, training, along with that, yes, we have to keep our hands dirty, right? Then only we get to know what we have learned, and whether we have practiced it right or not. So I think also along with learning, yes, practice makes man perfect. I think that's 2 cents from my side. Thanks.
Okay, thank you again, Vijay, for your precious time and joining us. Yeah. Thanks, Satyen.
I
You
would,
joined.
Yeah, I would like to add,
Yes, yes, please.
yes, I would like to, give a call to all the ladies out there. The women workforce in general, they have they are taking care of their children. They inevitably get a break in their careers, whether they like it or they don't like it. But there is always the next wave, and there is always a next bus. So there is always scope. So get in that next bus and reach to your destination is what I would like to say, and support each other.
Yeah, I would like to also couple of points, especially on the current situation of where multiple organizations are laying off their employees. So if you are one of those, don't consider that it's a failure. So the message is really that you need to keep learning, and just be a bit more intelligent that what you have to learn in the next step, so that you come with a multi skill, and get your chances much brighter than you had earlier.
Okay, okay. Any other thoughts, Karthik, Conrad?
Yeah, completely agree. Just keep on doing the stuff you enjoy doing, and don't get into the point when working on the stuff you love makes pain. So be aware of kind of burnout in your life. Keep the balance, yeah, and just make sure that you guys wake up in the morning and you go to the work that you enjoy. I think the most important, yeah. Keep the balance and keep on doing the great stuff you do right now. Thanks a lot.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Before we just leave, I just want to add one more thing. Stay focused. Focus on your career as well as family and your health. Those are the most important things. I mean, definitely learning is required in order to earn money, but make sure you focus on your health and family as well.
Yeah, that is really important. Okay, I believe it's again great to reconnect back with each and everyone, and we will plan another session in the coming months. So, but meanwhile, let's stay focused, learn, and share as much as with each and everyone. And I request everyone to join us in minute or two on Google Meet. The link is already in the chat. So we all will be there. Let's talk for a few minutes and have a great weekend ahead. And again, I would like to thank you everyone who has joined us from the various part of world, as well as all the cloud leaders. Thank you for your precious time and kind support for every time like you give us a time and share your thoughts and journey. Take care. See you soon, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
everybody.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye.
Yeah,
thank
thanks
you, everyone.
everyone.